Welcome back, everyone. Today is Monday, March the 10th, and severe storm season is really starting to ramp up in the week ahead. We're going to be watching two areas of disturbed weather. First and foremost is the one that's setting up shop today across areas of Southern California. That will be the one that will be traversing across the middle part of the country and taking advantage of some moisture return as it sets up some severe storms heading into East Texas and portions of the Southeast on Wednesday. But we have a more potent system that's just now starting to come in the picture. That is going to be diving down across the middle part of the country and setting up a significant trough. Man, it's going to be pretty extreme, folks, and the biggest we've seen in about 6 years across the middle part of the country. That is going to set up all three modes of severe storms across the Missouri Valley and back into the Southeast, and setting up an even a flood threat potentially as we head through Tennessee into Kentucky around the 15th and the 16th time frame. So we got a lot to cover in this update. Here's the setup on the 500 millibar, and you can actually see this a little bit better as we head into tomorrow. We have some rain showers going to be inundating areas of the Carolina coast this afternoon. That's going to be pushing off the East Coast tomorrow. But in the middle part of the country, it's all about the warm air, and that's going to help destabilize the atmosphere as these two systems come across. So here's the system that's going to be just now coming ashore into Southern California later on tonight and into tomorrow. And here is the more potent system that's just now starting to come in the picture. That is the one that we're going to be really concerned about, setting up a significant severe threat as we head during the day on Friday, and that will continue into the daytime on Saturday. So here's the setup on the surface map heading into tomorrow. There is the system that's off the Carolina coast, going to be pushing back out into the open waters of the Atlantic. You can see where the jet stream is well to the north with the freeze line up into Canada. But the colder air is going to be coming in out west, and the instability is going to be coming back in the picture for Southern California, bringing them some much needed rain showers. But that is the system that we're going to be watching, because as we head into that Wednesday time frame, it really doesn't take much this time of year. All you need is a little bit of a kink in the hose, and we're going to get that with the elevated shortwave out ahead of it. That's going to tap into an active dry line and should set the stage for at least some marginally severe storms as we head towards maybe after the 4 o'clock time frame in East Texas. There's going to be some moisture return. We're going to be seeing some dew points approach into the 60 mark. That's going to be ample supply to kind of overturn that atmosphere, and should start to see showers and thunderstorms start to bubble up, and some of them could turn strong to severe after that 4 o'clock time frame in East Texas, portions of Louisiana, back into Arkansas, southeastern areas of Oklahoma. But back behind it, look at the dry line, folks. That's going to be really prevalent as extremely dry air comes in on the backside of these systems and setting the stage for a fire risk. They're going under a significant drought out there in West Texas, and unfortunately this is just the beginning stages of what's to come for them. So heading into Wednesday for your March the 12th time frame, we do have a critical fire risk for areas of West Texas, down there into the far extreme portions of the Big Bend region. We're talking areas of San Angelo, back into the Midland, Odessa region, up there towards Lubbock, all the way down into San Antonio. We do have an elevated to critical fire risk for during the day on Wednesday, and then out ahead of it, we're going to be talking about some severe storms. I'm thinking this is going to be after the 4 o'clock time frame, but after that, I should start to see that atmosphere start to bubble up with some isolated showers and thunderstorms, and some of those 1 or 2 supercells could turn severe and have some stronger, larger hail with it as well, likely east of Dallas, there into southeastern portions of Texas, back into East Texas, getting into Little Rock, Arkansas, up here towards the Shreveport area. And moisture is going to be somewhat limited with this, leading shortwave, if you will. Here's the 24-hour precipitation that's going to be coming out of that shortwave. And, we're not talking much, maybe a half inch to maybe some 1 inch totals, especially with that fastward moving system. So I'm not really concerned about any like flooding concerns with this one, but we do have some isolated severe threat heading into Wednesday and Wednesday night time frame. We do have some showers up here in portions of the Northeast, but look at that, folks. That is the more potent system that's just now coming ashore, heading into that Wednesday going into Thursday morning time frame. So should start to see some chillier rains enter back in the picture, for areas down here off the Oregon coast, the Washington coast, and just, California is going to be getting that much needed rain, but that's also going to be setting the stage for the more potent system that will be coming in. So before that happens, we're talking about some impressive heat for March standards as those temperatures soar, adding to that fuel to the fire or what's to come with this system that will be coming in. So we've got a pretty significant trough that's coming in off the West Coast. Yeah, pretty chilly air mass. There was those areas for California, Nevada, getting into the Phoenix region. Yeah, definitely eat this up while you can, because you know what's coming back towards getting in deeper into spring and the summer for you guys. So enjoy the cooler weather while you have it. But man, things get really active as we head into that Friday afternoon. I mean, look at the upper level winds, folks. This is serious stuff. 120 knots. That's 138 mile per hour, folks. It is going to be screaming. And we're going to have a serious low pressure starting to form across the center part of the country. And these winds are just going to be cranking on the backside, setting up a huge fire concern heading into a Wednesday afternoon. But look at the low pressure center, folks. This is an ensemble. This has been really consistent down to a 974 across the middle part of the country. If that does in fact come to fruition, that would likely be the biggest, lowest area of low pressure since about 2019, about 6 years in March, folks. That is some serious stuff. And we're talking about a pretty potent system coming on Friday, which really only amplifies heading into your Saturday afternoon. So here's the setup right now from the Storm Prediction Center. This is, of course, 5 and 6 days out, but right now they feel pretty confident it's going to be setting up shop with the more even active dry line getting into Friday afternoon. Likely again, a good chance of east of Dallas setting up some supercell thunderstorms, and this elongates a line from Tulsa up here to Kansas City, all the way out into Omaha, getting further south into Arkansas, back into Missouri region with that already elevated enhanced risk for all three modes of severe storms. And then it just really even probably intensifies even more. They already put out an enhanced risk. Remember, this is the second of the season. Day 6 enhanced risk are fairly rare. We've already seen 2 of these in the season so far, and this is your second one. And man, this could be even a bigger setup by the time this really starts to come together. So greatly concerned not only for all 3 modes and a huge tornado risk down here towards Dixie Alley, but as the system starts to slow down, a huge flooding concern really sets up shop across Kentucky into Tennessee, as we already have aggravated flooding concerns for them. This will just be adding fuel to the fire. But look at the dew points. I mean, we've got a bigger setup with a deeper trough that's going to be moving in, and they're going to be tapping into some higher dew points, upper 60 dew points there in East Texas. We're talking approaching in the 70 range down there towards Louisiana, getting into Mississippi. But look where the moisture returns, well north into Arkansas, Missouri, back into Illinois, even getting up into Iowa, even 50 dew points surging all the way to Minnesota, into Wisconsin, getting into Michigan. And I think that just pulls as we head into Saturday, pushes that severe threat into the southeast and lifts it even further north. And we could be even looking at severe storms even as far north as Pennsylvania heading into Saturday. But here's the setup for Friday and the huge fire concern with those dew points just going down in the single digits. We're talking bone dry air, and winds are going to be cranking on the backside. That's why we have such a widespread critical fire risk for areas of West Texas, which is already under a serious drought. Now you're adding some very low humidity, very low dew points, and those really intense winds, setting up a huge fire concern for San Antonio, San Angelo, Midland, back into Lubbock, That does include the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Oklahoma City, down into Oklahoma, Amarillo, up here towards the Tulsa region. Definitely almost the entire state of Texas is almost under a fire risk heading into Friday. But here's the more deepening concern with that area of low pressure really starting to deepen up across the middle part of the country. Look at those tight isobars. That is always an indication of some really compact and intense winds. And this is where the supercell thunderstorms are going to be firing up here towards East Texas, eastern Oklahoma, getting into Louisiana, into Arkansas. That's likely towards after the 4 o'clock time frame. And I think really starts to amplify as we head into the early evening. But look at the wind gusts coming on the backside. Easily 50, 60, 70. Some of these winds in West Texas could be approaching 80 miles an hour. You add that low, already drought conditions out there. We're talking dew points in the single digits, and even humidity values getting dangerously low in the teens and single digits for them. That is a recipe for a huge fire concern for the Panhandle in West Texas and even portions of Dallas, getting into Oklahoma during the day on Friday, especially after that 4 o'clock time frame. But here's the setup on the CSU. This is your Colorado State University. Kind of gives you a better idea where this system could actually end up at, with possibly pulling back a little bit further west, setting up that dry line closer into the Dallas region, but really amplifying potentially that enhanced risk and pulling it further north into Missouri, back into Illinois, and with those dew points surging into the 50s as far north as Iowa, getting into Minnesota. We can't rule out the risk even including for them as we get closer to the setup. But yes, Indiana would be in the bullseye, Tennessee, and especially down there towards the southeast into Alabama on Saturday. But look, where the cold side of the system, yes, as that low pressure center continues to amplify and deepen, we're going to get that wrap around, and you better believe it. This is going to be a pretty big snowstorm and even a blizzard going to be unfolding across the Dakotas into Minnesota, back through Iowa. But there's the concern as that low just continues to lift further off to the northeast, Wisconsin. It's likely going to go all the way into Canada, folks. That's what pulls that severe threat well north on Saturday, but really amplifies it as more moisture returns from the south. And that really is a huge concern right now. I mean, look at the risk right now on the Colorado State University, really intensifying those storms as we head into Mississippi, especially into the Birmingham, Alabama region, back into Atlanta. But yes, huge flooding concerns for the Tennessee Valley, getting up here into Kentucky with that elevated risk movement even further north. And yes, we can't even rule out storms in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and even upstate New York would likely get some of that severe storm activity. But yes, another element to the puzzle, it will be the flooding rains that's going to unfold with, look at the water supply, the water vapor that's going to be able to tap into. That is going to set up shop with some extensive flooding as we head into Kentucky, Tennessee, all across that area as we head towards that 15th and 16th time frame. So guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video, definitely hit the subscribe button, and catch me next update where I protect you before and after the storm.